Keeping a journal is a great tool. It helps us relieve stress. It can help with memories, with short-term memories as well, because we're able to write down our thoughts, write down everything that's happened significant in our life, and give us a place to go back and reflect. There's research that has shown that 80% of smartphone users check their device within 15 minutes of waking up every morning. In that 15 minutes, you could easily write down your thoughts from the previous day, which is what Life's Journal is all about. Life's Journal is about taking the journal and bringing it up to the modern day with easy ways to not only do text-based entries, but also with videos and photo memories. Multiple sign-ins, so that way the user is comfortable however they want to sign in. They also have the option to continue as a guest. If the user continues as a guest, they'll go straight into the app. Where if they go to sign in, they have the options to sign in with social media accounts as well as create an account with their email. So by going in, they will be able to fill in their email address and then their password. If they do not have an account already, they can sign up for one and create one. And then once they sign in, they will be brought to this page. So this page will let them know that there are multiple options for creating a journal entry. So the easiest way and the way that we all know is by text. This app will support both handwritten messages as well as text-based messages. It will also support voice recording, so that way users that are not able to type and write, or people that are not comfortable with doing that, can just record a video clip or a voice memo, so that way they can reflect back on that. Once the journal entry is saved, it will go to the journal listing. I chose to do this this way as a kind of grid style layout because instead of like a weird list style, so I've seen some apps that have done it in a list style. The problem with that is you can't really see it. So I wanted a way for the user to be able to actually see what they're doing. So having it in a blocked out this way, you can actually list out an entire journal entry. So they can go into it if they want to, but they can just read and reflect on it. And they have the dates that they're entered in at the bottom, but they can go into it, they can edit it, delete it from the entry, so that way they still have control over it. And then from there, there are a few different views as well. So there's a calendar view, a map view, you also have your settings. So if we come into the calendar, we can see this is the way the calendar is going to be laid out. So what I wanted to do, which I've seen that has been very well received in other apps, is have a photo, if one has been taken, as a background for a day. It kind of gives you just a quick glimpse at memories that you've done with photos, and then there's a list view down at the bottom, which the user can then tap on, which will take them back to the detailed view where they can edit it and read it full entry. The selected day that they're on will have a green box around it to let them know, and then any of the days that have photos on them, the numbers will be green instead of black. From here, we can go back to the journal and we can go in and add a media. So this will come up, it'll have the option when you click on the media to either record a video or take a photo. It will use the in-app affordance through iOS to be able to add that in, so that way you don't have to have two different buttons. You can choose which one you want once you're in there and let the camera do either recording, and then they'll have a place where they can enter text as well, so that way they can talk about it, and then once they save it, we'll see that that gets added in as well. And this is another reason why I went with a grid style over a list. You can't get a view like this with a list. You get a small little photo, which is nice, but the problem is if you want to view a journal, we're used to flipping through pages if you've ever kept a journal, and that is this is a better layout to be able to view that. We can go into the map. The map will give us a breakdown of where pins with where we've had any entries. If we select a pin, we'll get a list breakdown, again a cell type that will give us all of our stuff, so that way we can see our entries from here as well. We can go back through our views, and then if we want, we can come back in here. This is what a video would look like once we add a video. So you'll have your video clip, and you can again add a title, or not necessarily a title. It can be any type of description or a title if you want to add those in. And then if we save that, we'll see that we go back here. So for the journal entry for video clips, it will just show a still from the video, kind of like it shows after you record one, so that way you can see it on there and have everything saved. From there, we will have the settings page as well. So the settings page will have information on it. The microphone recording will just prompt you with a standard voice memo type recording that you would do. And then those would just have a block that would just list that there was a voice recording with the date and everything on it. If we come into settings, we'll see that we have our name and our email address with our password. You'll have the option to change your password and everything from here. The other thing that we wanted to do was to be able to make it so people can change the font and the colors. Maybe they don't like the accent color, maybe they want it to be something different, or the font that is chosen for the app, they wanted to change that. So we can come in, we'll have a list of fonts that kind of go through different types of writing. So standard typewriter type, a chalkboard type, noteworthy, roller script, and then San Francisco, which is the default font for the application. So if we select roller script and hit done, we can go back and we'll see that that will change all of that to more of a kind of cursive type handwriting. And then if we go in, we'll see our journal entries and everything will match that as well. And then from there, what we can do is we can go back into our settings and we can see what would happen if we change our accent colors. So these are the accent colors we're going to have: red, a kind of greenish color, navy blue, and orange, and then a dark gray. So if we selected blue, we can go back and we can see that that can change the app. And for something even as simple as the bar up at the top and the icons, that can make a big difference for certain people. And then if we go in, we'll see how all of that has kind of been mimicked. We can see that it affects the calendar as well, so we get that border around it, and we can see our numbers have changed, and then you can see how a list would do if it has a photo in the item as well. So we get a little block that shows that there's a picture as well as a description, and then we can go into the map. We can see that it changes the background from that like kind of lighter green to the blue, so that'll help with all of that as well. So that is the application. It is not designed to be overly complicated, but it is designed to allow a lot of options. The application will have information saved to a remote database, or if they sign in as a guest, it'll be saved locally on their device. The database will make it nice because then they can share their journal across their devices and easily start one on an iPad and then pick it up on their phone without any problems. The app will be primarily focusing on the iPad because of support for the Apple Pencil. So with the iPad Pros and the 6th generation iPads, we will be able to support that. There is a study that has shown that in the last couple of years, the use of the pencil has doubled from around 4 million to 8 million. So that is a lot of people that we could potentially hit with a market. I have not seen any of the other apps out there that have support for the Apple Pencil in journaling, and I think that's huge because if you're used to writing in a journal, being able to, if you have those tools, being able to just pick it up and continue to write into a digital one is going to be seamless. It's going to help users that want to do that to easily just pick it up, write down their thoughts, and continue on like they were writing on a paper journal. So thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed.